Hello, sir.
Hello. In today's episode, I want to talk about something that we had a discussion about in the previous days, and I think it's important to bring it to the podcast because, as obvious it looked in your perspective, it didn't look obvious to me nor to so many other people out there. So, in today's day and age, there is this narrative of wealth through entrepreneurship more than ever before. People think that having a job means slavery and that you shouldn't work a 9 to 5. People saying that having a job is the biggest scam on planet Earth because you are working for money as one of the many reasons. So instead of working for money, you should become an entrepreneur to not work for money anymore and achieve time freedom and whatever fucking freedom you want to name. So, first of all, tell me what you think about this intro.
I 100% agree with the fact that so many people, they see public figures on social media, have all of those supercars, millions of dollars, and they have that mindset where they think that money is literally something very easy to make. And they have this idea in their minds that, if I become an influencer, if I upload this, I'm going to make money magically. Money is coming from the sky and I don't have to work for it, don't have to work hard at least for it. So people have only developed this idea that money is something easy and you don't have to work for it to get it.
So, I spoke with many more entrepreneurs or people that want to be or that they pretend to be, mainly people that are in the beginning phase. And most of them, they start this because they don't want to work too much. Like, they don't want to work for other people, they don't want to work a 9 to 5, but it looks like the gist of it is that they don't want to work. So I was speaking with one person, for example, and he was like, no, I really don't want to work 8 hours a day, I want to be an entrepreneur. And I wanted to be like, yo, honestly, entrepreneurs don't work 8 hours a day, they work 16 hours a day, usually. So are you really aware of what you're saying? So in order to start this conversation, I want to tell you an episode that happened in my life. I was speaking with my father, and he's an employee, and we were arguing about the entrepreneurship. He's not really pro to entrepreneurship, he's more against that. And we were in vacation, and he was like, you see, we're in vacation because by being an employee, we can afford to go on vacation without thinking about work. And so he's like, instead, entrepreneurs, they're never on vacation. And my counter argument was, no, actually, entrepreneurs are always on vacation. So where do you see the truth? Because I'll be honest, back then, I was not an entrepreneur. I was just beginning stage, probably 15 years old. And now I know the truth more, but I want to hear from you, your thoughts on this.
Neither of those opinions you mentioned right now are wrong and neither of them are right. What I mean that your father was right in an aspect of, I'm not an entrepreneur, I don't have my own business, so I don't carry as much stress as an entrepreneur or a business owner carries in his day-to-day life. So in that aspect, yeah, he's right that, he's on vacation, he's not thinking about work, or when he's 6 p.m. he's not working, he's not thinking about work, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a more stress-free life. And on the other hand, I see what you mean that entrepreneurs and business owners are always on vacation, in a sense of that you can go on vacation whenever the fuck you want. Meanwhile, on one hand, that's not true, because if you have a business, you can't go on vacation whenever the fuck you want, because the business will fail.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, for an entrepreneur, you can go to the beach and pretty much all year long, but you would have to be in front of a computer when you are at the beach. Instead, if you're an employee, you're not going to be at the beach very often, but then when you're at the beach, you can think about just being at the beach. Now, I'd rather be an entrepreneur anyway because I don't care about being there and, sunbathing and be like, oh, okay, what a nice vacation. I would be like, what do I have to do to make this day productive? Because that's how I'm built. But even then, I cannot deny, like you said, that it's not true that entrepreneurs don't do anything all day, and which is what many people think. And it's how it is depicted online. You see, but even entrepreneurs that are rich on social, they say that like this is not the truth. Like I just show you a 1-2 minute clip of a good night, and then the rest of the day is just work. So let's go straight to the main question. George, do entrepreneurs work for money?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I thought that by becoming an entrepreneur I would be free and all of that.
Yeah, the fact that you will work for money doesn't mean that you're not free.
Well, if you work for money, it kind of means that you're not free, yeah.
So how are you going to get money if you don't work for it? Yeah.
By creating systems that make money work for me.
How are you going to create the systems if you do not work on those systems? Not only entrepreneurs, but everyone is working for money. That's the end goal of everything, of every action you take, every sale you make, of everything. That's the end goal, the money. And now the reason why you get the money is all the things we mentioned before about having the freedom, traveling, and doing all of that other good stuff.
So yeah, pretty much was similar to the chat we had the other day, because the argument of working for money came up, and I was like, look, George, it's good that I'm not working for money. And he was like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not working for money, because I'm not selling my time, I'm selling my value, my skills, which is a point, because people are not paying me based on the amount of time that I'm in the office, and that's a fact. They pay me based on the amount of value I provide. So that's what I mean by saying I don't work for money. But now, you said, okay, yeah, they pay you for the value you provide, but how do you provide value? By spending your time, in this case. But now, is it always the case? Let's say you have a SaaS company, and you have 1 million monthly recurring revenue, and you have nothing to do. Are you still working for money? You're not.
There is no way that you have a company that's making 1 million per month and you don't have anything to do in that business.
Okay. But in that scenario, you're not working for money, you're making money work for you, or you're working to create systems.
Yeah, but how do you reach that point where you have 1 million revenue per month?
Okay, but then
you work on that business.
Not always you work for money. Like that's maybe the beginning stage, and that's what many people don't understand. And in order for you to scale a business, you need to get it to the point of being able to scale it. And that's what people don't understand. Before hiring other people to do what you're supposed to do, it will take some time. And before, you need to work not only for money, but many times for free, because you're working to build a system. So there's always some time to spend in some way and some effort, because with time also comes effort. It's not just about the time. But now, will we agree on the fact that as an entrepreneur, you're not paid based on the amount of time, and your goal is not to spend as much time as possible to make money, but it's to spend efficient time and to become more valuable, to build the skills. So it's a different mechanism.
Yeah, it is.
So you don't work for money.
You work for money.
Now, in regards to what I just said, I'm asking you something. Some people, let's say they want to have a marketing agency, and they're like, okay, I will outsource the cold calls to another guy, I will outsource the sales to another guy on commission, and I will outsource the service delivery to a guy I found from India that I can pay when my client pays me at the end of the month. And I really have nothing to do. Do you think that something like this could work? Like, can you actually do something without doing it yourself? Or do you think that as a beginner, you should always be involved in the business?
The second thing, at the beginning, you should always be involved in the business. How are you going to be sure that you found the right people? You need to train them. You need to see what they're doing. You need to consciously see the calls they make, the sales they make. You need to keep track of everything.
Yeah, that's so true. And I've spoken with many agency owners, and they're like, yeah, I don't know how to do ads, so I want to outsource it. First of all, there's so many people that don't know how to do that out there. And so by outsourcing it, if you don't know how to do it yourself, how are you going to check if the people that you're talking with are saying the right things or not? And let's say instead you find top tier talent. Okay, but then is it actually your company? Because if they leave tomorrow for whatever reason, what are you going to do? You're going to be fucked. So you don't really have control of your company. And any company out there that is successful, the owner has good control over the operations, knows how to fix things if something goes wrong. You can't be an owner if you're not actually being an owner and owning the business, not just on paper, but also in the operations. Just to conclude this episode by giving you an example, let's say you are a fat person and you really wish to be eating that burger. But instead, if you're a fit person and you could eat burgers, when you're fit and people tell you, yeah, you can eat. Eat it because you can. You have a good physique. Yeah, I have a good physique because I didn't eat the burger. So you're telling me eat it because you can, but I can because I didn't eat it at first place. So that's the thing. I can eat that burger, but I don't want to eat it because I got to a point where I have a good physique because I'm the person that doesn't eat that burger. If that makes sense. The same way I could work a few hours a day, but I don't, because to get here to the point that I can work a few hours a day, I became the person that doesn't look at the clock, that works every single time of the day that he can to be more productive.
So the same thing that goes with business, that goes with females, that goes with having a good physique. It's literally the same principles. You need to focus on yourself, build the skills, become the person you want to become, and then you're going to make money, you're going to have the free time. And if you're going to utilize it and spend that free time, do what the fuck you want, or if you're going to spend that time again on your business and on building another thing or do something more productive, it literally comes down to the person and what your goals are. So that's pretty much it for today. Don't have the idea that I'm going to work 1 hour, 2 hours, half an hour per day, and I'm going to make 50, 100k per month. That's something unrealistic. You have to actually put a lot of time to reach that certain point.
And if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't do this because you can save more time. Do that because you're willing to do whatever you want to make that happen. The real entrepreneurs, the ones that succeed, are the ones that are willing to put everything. Like at this point, there's no way for me that I will do something else because I know that this is what I will do and I will do it no matter what. Like it doesn't matter what's going to happen, worst shit happens, I will still do it. It's part of me. Right? So you want to do it because you want to do it for deeper reasons and be willing to put everything of you. Your time, sacrifice whatever the fuck you have. That's the real entrepreneurs that can make it.